Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament Semifinals match between Baron Corbin and Rhyno against Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. Damn, that's a long thing to talk about. That's the first match that we're going to talk about when it comes to that tournament. I'm really confused about why this is a match that's happening, and there's multiple different reasons why. I kind of detailed some of it in my article in eWrestling News that you guys can check out. That's Superstars Missing from the Card, which essentially boils down to this is the second TakeOver event in a row that Enzo and Cass aren't in it. And not only is it confusing that they're not in it, the Vaudevillains aren't in this tag team tournament anymore. Or on the card. You got the two, top priority tag teams aren't on a tag team card. I think that's really weird, and I think that it's weird that Corbin and Rhyno are facing Jordan and Gable because it's heel versus heel. Does that strike you guys as odd, or am I the only one out?
Why does everything always have to stick to the same goddamn formula? I'm perfectly fine with them pushing a younger tag team, and I actually enjoy a good heel versus heel and face versus face match from time to time. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of these guys that get pissed off when people flip-flop between the two, but I don't mind when we get to see two heels duke it out now and again.
No, I don't mind.
And if it's a tournament, it also adds an edge of believability to it. So are you saying that those two teams, Enzo and the Vaudevillains, are actually eliminated?
Yep.
Good.
The Mechanics, I think, are the ones that eliminated the Vaudevillains, and Finn Balor and Samoa Joe knocked out Enzo and Cass.
So who are the favorite teams right now?
I'm assuming, and we'll get into who's going to end up winning when we get to Part 8, but the four teams that we have, Corbin and Rhyno, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, and then in Part 7 we're going to talk about Samoa Joe and Finn Balor against the Mechanics. So I'm looking at this right now as...
Jordan and Gable take it.
Yeah, I'm going with Jordan and Gable for sure. And I think that it's going to happen either one of two ways. Rhyno and Baron Corbin either argue with each other and they capitalize on it. Maybe somebody turns. I don't know who. I could see maybe Rhyno turning babyface or something like that. I don't know. But they're the underdogs. Gordon, I was saying. Jordan and Gable. So that's why I think that they're going to win. And I'm just curious about why there wasn't that heel versus babyface factor. Because I would have thought instead of the Mechanics, they would have had maybe Corbin and Rhyno, or maybe Jordan and Gable against Finn Balor and Samoa Joe that round, and maybe have Enzo and Cass against the other ones or something like that. So something's up here. I got my eye on this. I think what we're going to end up getting here is, since this isn't for the tag team titles and they don't have to worry about we didn't want to give them the championship and put a lot of focus on them, I think Jordan and Gable are the favorites here. And you would assume that they wouldn't have a shot against Baron Corbin and Rhyno because they're so much bigger. And that's why I think they're going to win. What do you think, Drew?
Well, a good underdog story is a good underdog story. And I think Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, two guys that don't really expect to make it this far in the tournament. Wouldn't be surprised if they did end up winning it in some capacity. I don't know how good the match will be necessarily. I've never been a big fan of the Baron Corbin and Rhyno's Rhyno, but if they could keep me entertained at the very least, then they did their job. So I'm going to go with Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. And I kind of like the idea that either Rhyno or Baron turns on the other. So let's go with that for now. Maybe. Who knows?
Wago, what do you think out of the tandems that we have here? We've got Jordan and Gable are the type that, Gable's really into the tag team. Jordan's just kind of meh, it's okay. They sort of argue back and forth, bicker a little bit and whatever like that. Corbin and Rhyno have had matches before. If you were to turn Corbin and Rhyno in some fashion, who should turn face? Or should they feud and not turn?
I think it's a terrible idea to turn either one of them. Right now, this is the best thing for Corbin. He gets to work hand in hand with a veteran in a tag team. That's actually really beneficial. If I had to turn one of them, maybe I'd turn Corbin face again, just because I think he's terrible at working a heel.
Drew, what do you think?
I don't know. I did enjoy the Samoa Joe Corbin match, but I do like the idea that possibly not turning either of them because, I think Baron Corbin probably is learning a lot from, right? The big guy, the gore of Rhino. So it'll be interesting. We'll find out tomorrow, I suppose. Isn't that right, fellas?
Yep. About 12 hours from... No, not 12 hours. My time's all off. 24 hours from now. So we have one more match when it comes to the semifinals to talk about, Part 7. Click on that one. You'll find out what we think about Finn Balor and Samoa Joe against the Mechanics.